Merry meet guys, this is attempt number 2. I accidentally hit a wrong button and it shut everything off. Um, so if you hear music, I have my phone playing. I'm here at night. I told you guys earlier today that I would talk about my Samhain adventures, and this is also for Witchyversity. Our topic for the next 2 weeks is Samhain, and I wanted to share my experiences and what I'm doing and what I have done. Um, the first thing that I wanted to talk about was I had an event last Saturday. I'm part of a council on the council of a group called Low Country Cast, which is an acronym that stands for Low Country Council of Alternative Spiritual Traditions. It's a mouthful. That's why we call it CAST. Um, and we had our Samhain camping event. Unfortunately, I was not able to camp out this time, but I was able to go there Saturday for the main event. We had 3 different workshops. It was a blast. We had dinner, and we also held a ritual. I'll explain. You know, um, 2 of the workshops were make your own stuff. So I'll show you what I made. And one of the workshops I did, which wasn't a make your own stuff. It was more of an informative class. The first workshop was to make a scrying mirror, which I have right here. I don't know. You can actually see now if I go this way. There's glitter in it, which is beautiful when I look at it, because when I see this, I see, if I can, yeah, grainy enough. But I see silver glitter, green glitter, and blue glitter, which is what I put in there. Aurora Borealis glitter. But super simple to make. You can, instead of, it's a big thing, instead of buying a huge or buying a scrying mirror, whatever, you can make your own, and for way less cheaper. The frame I got from Dollar Tree. Excuse me, my tooth still hurts. The frame I got from Dollar Tree, and the glitter, the instructor got from Dollar Tree too. Just a packet of 5 things of glitter for $1. Then all you needed is a thing of clear coat sealer and black spray paint. So first you take to instructions how to do this. I'm just going to walk you through it. I'm not going to show you. You would take the glass out of the frame, have it on some kind of tarp outside on a table, lightly coat it with the clear sealant, let that dry for a little bit, then sprinkle whatever colored glitter you want on it. Let that sit for a little bit. Then go over 1 layer with black spray paint. Let that sit and dry, and then do another layer of black spray paint. Let that sit and dry. And then when you think it's dry enough, do 1 layer of sealant to seal everything together so nothing comes crackling off or anything like that. And let that sit and dry for a couple hours. I know we did our class at 1 o'clock, and we put our mirrors together around 5. So we let it sit outside for a good 4 hours. They turned out beautiful. All of ours turned out really gorgeous. And all different. It was really cool. It's very cool working with. And I would never think to add glitter to a black, scrying mirror. I thought it would just be black, but that glitter adds that extra dimension where it just helps. At least I haven't used it yet. I'm going to use it for my personal one. My personal Samhain, which I'll explain at the end. I'm going through what I'm doing with the community first, and then I'm going to do with what I'm doing. Then the next class workshop of the day was my psychic development class, which went over greatly. I'll be teaching it again the beginning of January, the 10th, not the 3rd, because it's my birthday. So the 10th, I'll be starting a 3-week course here in the local area of Psychic Development 101. Then after that, I'll be teaching some other courses as well. The last class, which was a lot of fun, was making your own wand or staff. And we went out earlier, and the one thing I haven't done is I haven't sealed it yet. We went out earlier, and we intuitively picked up sticks that we felt that called to us for wands or staffs. And this, if I can get the camera angle right, this is the wand portion that I found. It's huge. It's way bigger than my arm. Usually you say it's supposed to be that length, but it's way bigger. I just felt really called to use it. I haven't had a varnish or a seal to it yet. I think I might use coconut oil just to seal it so it doesn't get any more harsh and just to keep it from breaking. I also made a stag or a staff. Well, I didn't make a stang because it's not originally a stang, but I did make a staff. It's gonna get out from behind me. I haven't done really anything. I want to add more to it, but starts off here, and then there's a little breakaway, and then it goes all the way. I also need to varnish this as well. So if you guys have any tips on varnishing, it's the first time I've made my own staff or wand. I sanded it down and took the bark off of it. I love the way it came out. The ribbon right here, I'm going to go back over with some hemp cord just to make it look old-fashioned, and add some beads or feathers or something to go dangle down. I don't know why I couldn't get that word out, but dangle down from here. So when I move, it kind of goes with me. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. I've never made my own stuff like that before, and it actually was very, 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 very meditative. Like you got into the zone of sanding and whittling away that kind of like the whole world disappeared. That class was supposed to be an hour, and it turned out to be 3 hours, 2.5 hours long, which was a lot of fun. We didn't really care. No one was complaining. This is the Jack Skeleton bottle that my partner got me. I love it. My boyfriend. Whoops. Move your phone and everything falls over. Whatever. Clean it up tomorrow. But then after that we had dinner. We did like a little potluck thing. And then after that we held ritual, which the photos, if you guys follow me on Facebook or Instagram, I posted photos of what I dressed up as during ritual, without the ball cap, of course. But I was high priest for the ritual, and the lady who did the Scrying Mirror class was the priestess. Me and her came up with a ritual, and the ritual concept was remembering the forgotten dead. It was very emotional and very powerful, and I feel, at least for me, I feel like that should be something that should be shared and remembered, as remembering those who were forgotten, like the unknown soldier, which is where the inspiration came from, the tomb of the unknown soldier. Remembering the men, women, children, and animals that are left somewhere and forgotten, or left and yet to be identified, the Jane Does and John Does. It was very powerful and it was very emotional. I cracked up. I almost started crying a couple times reading through the parts, because we had a separate part for men, women, children, animals, and then we did a part to end it, and it was very beautiful. It was very beautiful, and that was the end of that event. After that, I went home and I slept for like ever. I have noticed during this time that my abilities, my divination skills, and my psychic abilities are like on overload. Because after that event, I had an appointment made. Someone made an appointment with me for a tarot reading, or a spiritual guidance reading. Which with tarot, I don't just do tarot, at least not now. I incorporate other techniques as well, more clairvoyant and clairaudient techniques, to speak with their spirit guides or their deities or whatever to get information they need. And this one was the first time I used clairvoyant techniques or mediumship techniques, I guess you could say. It was fun, but it was very excited to be able to do what I've seen other people do, and for me to be able to do that, it was very exciting, and I just kept going because she kept with the reading, and I was seeing things, and she was giving me, and unfortunately, she was giving me clarification. You know, I mean, she was giving me not really clarification, but she was giving me acknowledgement that what I was saying was right, and that just kept adding me on to wanting to see more and more and more. And I think that's what really, at the end of the reading, what really drained my energy. Because with this, I've seen them before, like flashes and visions, like flashes of visions, but I usually can't really. I usually don't pick up on people's spirit guides unless I'm focused, which I was focused. She asked about two spirits. Those were two questions, and it took an hour long, which it was a fun time. I did a tarot reading first, and with tarot reading, I backed up. I closed my eyes, and I called in the spirit she had in question, that she wanted in question. And we found out one of them was her guardian, um, and he wanted her to know that he didn't mean any harm. He was there. Um, and I described him. I described him to her, and then she said, "Yes, I've seen him exactly the same way." She started talking, and that I would feed off information, which is, I guess, is kind of a bad thing. You know, when you're doing a clairvoyant reading, you just want to say what's going on in your mind instead of having the client kind of back and forth talking. Um, I described him, and she described him. I kept going with more detail and more detail and more detail. Um, and she said, yes, that was him. And then I relayed a message to her. This is what he said and what he was doing and how he was acting and why he was acting that way. And then we talked about another spirit and did the same thing. But I didn't get any characteristics off of him. I more picked up on her grandmother and that she had to pick up on everything else on her own. And so yeah, so that was the end of that reading. I just felt like during this time that my psychic abilities, um, which I guess I've never really noticed in the past because I haven't really been. I do tarot readings all the time for myself, but now that I have a place where I get clients for tarot, I guess I notice it more. I guess, but I was really more in tune with um, with the reading and with you know, with everything. I was more in tune with it. I was able to see clearly things that usually just come to me in flashes. They were more of like a movie screen, um, which I used to do when I was little, but now I guess I'm regaining that ability, which I'm excited about. Okay, so for the other events that I am participating in for this month, I'm sitting back because I'm starting to cramp. I apologize, but for the other events this weekend, I was invited to a Samhain ritual from the Mystic Oaks. I think I talked about Mystic Oaks in the class that I was taking in my video before this one. Um, they have a Samhain event or Samhain ritual, not an event, it's a ritual. This Saturday, and I haven't been with a ritual with them for, it's been like 2 years. So I thought it'd be nice to go out and see him, and to see my teacher and those who I started with, and then meet some new faces. And then after that, we have a Halloween party that I'm going to. It's a big community Halloween party. That should be fun. Or I might not go to it and decide to stay home. Who knows? Who knows how my Saturday's going to go? Because I do have to work. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Then the Saturday after that, or Sunday, the 31st, the day of All Hallows Eve, I was invited to a ritual by a friend of mine at her place. And I think I'm going to go to that too. It'll be fun. I had never practiced or I've never experienced a group ritual with them, so it's something different to me. I'm stepping into a new area. So yeah, it's not that long. Okay, just checking the time, see how long I was going. Just getting you closer because I'm sitting back. So, yeah, hers. that she's on a different path than I am. I think a lot of people are, she's very solitary, and it's just it'll be interesting to see, and I'm kind of excited to see how she does Samhain as well. It's a lot of different friends. I don't know. I have to read up on the event, what I need to bring or whatever. I haven't paid attention to it. Um, but for my personal practice and what I'm going to do for Samhain, since I'm a solitary practitioner, I'm not part of a group, a coven or a circle. I'm just invited to the local ones because I was a part of them at one point in time. Um, I think what I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna break my scrying mirror in. I'm going to start working with that and see if I can call up. Well, not call up. I'm gonna see if I can see anything through the veil. Excuse me, it's getting kind of late here, and I gotta work tomorrow morning. But what I was gonna do is I'm not gonna do a formal ritual or anything. I'm just gonna work on scrying with the mirror or with fire or water, depending on whichever modality I choose. Of course, I'll probably do a couple tarot readings for the new year since this is the Witch's New Year. I'll do a tarot reading to see how the next year is going to play out and record everything. I record any type of scrying or divination in a journal. So when I'm scrying, I'll definitely be recording what I see and my first experiences with this mirror. If you guys want to know anything about my first experiences with the mirror when I do it, leave me a comment below. And I'll make a video after I break in my new mirror, but it won't be until Halloween or All Souls Day. So either 31st or the 1st of November is when I will be working with my scrying mirror. Until then, it'll be on my bookcase, looking all pretty and junk. But hopefully by then I'll have both my staff and wand sealed, so I can start using them in ritual. I have a ton of wands already, and I do have a staff that a friend gave me. But to have a personal staff that I made, it just makes it even more, it makes it even better. So yeah, I think that is it for this video. If you guys have any questions or comments or what have you, post them below. I'll be more than happy to answer them. This was inspired by Witchyversity's Ember Honey Raven's post in Witchyversity, which was the topic for the next 2 weeks, which is Samhain and what we're doing for Samhain, or misconceptions of Samhain. I decided not to do that. I decided to do what I'm doing for Samhain and what I've done to share my personal experiences. And there may be more to come. I may do another video if something crazy or cool happens at these coming events and share it with you guys. But if you have anything you want to talk about or anything you want me to do in the future, talk about in the future, post in the comments below. Or add it in my discussion on my page if that's still there, if YouTube hasn't changed that. But until next time, you guys have a great rest of your week and good night. Many blessings.